Okay, it should be recording now.
Yeah, it says it is in the corner.
Okay, good. So, did everyone get the agenda?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna pull that up on my end. Okay, the first thing on the agenda is introductions. So,
Oh, we've got 1 minute shy before we can start.
oh, okay.
Need to, yeah. I figured 3 minutes to try to get everybody on the call. How many people do we have?
So far we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Is that 6? Yeah. 1, 2, 3.
Excellent.
So we are missing 2 people. I believe that Alan couldn't make it today. I'm actually not sure who the other person is.
Oh.
Hunter?
All right. We're ready when you are.
Okay, I guess just introductions on what everyone's roles are to start off with, and just everyone say what your name is so you can be counted for the group. Cheyenne Brown.
Grant McElmurray.
Isaac Burgess. I believe I'm just a team member that researched.
Okay.
Audra
Zane.
Denniston. Oh, sorry, Zane. Go ahead, Zane.
Zane Lumpkins, and I think I'm the rule keeper.
Audra.
Oh, sorry. Sorry. Go
Audra
ahead.
Denniston and the timekeeper.
I am Amelia Alston. I'm the recorder.
Okay. And does everybody know what your roles entail?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Awesome. Before we get started exactly on what the project is, I did have some questions on our scheduling and stuff. Everyone, did you see the times on the other?
Yes.
Okay, so I have obviously the meeting for today, and then another one on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And some people said that they couldn't make it, and some people said that they could, but it need to be at a different time.
I'm good with all of those times. I saw somebody said nighttime worked better for them on Sunday. I think nighttime would work better for me too, but I can do during the day. So I'm totally flexible, just as long as we know like before the time. Yeah, I'm pretty flexible though in terms of when I can do it.
Okay. Does anybody else have any times? Sunday, I guess I can change it to 6 p.m. if that is okay with everyone present right now.
Yes,
That'll
that
work.
worked. I do go to work at 10:30 and I'm there all day. So I can do something a little earlier, maybe 7 to 8, 8 to 9
On the weekend?
a.m. on Friday.
On Friday. Okay, so earlier on Friday. Is everyone available all day on Friday?
I am, yeah.
Yes.
I can do morning.
Morning on Fridays? Okay. Audra, are you okay with Friday morning?
Yes, I can make it work.
Okay. We can change that on Friday to 9:30 to 10. Is that okay?
Yes, that's perfect.
Okay. But Saturday and Sunday are evening hours for everyone?
I can't do Saturday night. I can do what Saturday is already set as. Like, I think it's 12 to 1. Is that what it is?
Yeah. Everything besides this meeting should be 12 to 1. Except for Friday, which is going to be 9:30 to 10. And then Sunday, I think everyone just agreed to 6, and Saturday is okay to stay the way it is right now. Okay.
Perfect.
Okay, now that that is out of the way, I should probably write that down so I don't forget. Okay, does everybody know exactly what we're going to be doing in the project?
Let's review it so that everybody's on the same page.
Okay. Let me pull that back up. Okay, it says here that we work for a company called Datatron. We're a consulting firm. And it is an IT company based in Dallas, but they have contracts all throughout the US. We're working with network engineers that have bachelor's and master's degrees. And it is difficult to train new employees once the experienced employees leave. There's 150 employees at Datatron and 45 network engineers. Let me see, the problem is in the last 2 years, there's been an increase in absenteeism and turnover. There's a 12% turnover for all of it. These employees are under a great deal of stress and travel at least 1 week out of every month. However, they are given quite a few perks and paid above the industry average. Additionally, Lane's audit showed employees are stressed at all levels of the company. So what I'm gathering is she wants us to create a solution for everyone at the company, not just the network engineers.
Mhm.
And we have
Yes.
$30,000 for this stress reduction policy. Okay,
Yes.
now that we've gone over that again, we have to go over our research. I think that I'm supposed to go last, so.
Okay. Perfect. Well, I'll go first, just kind of based on what I've been reading. One of my articles talked about it harped on recognizing work that employees are doing. I think that as a company, we need to highlight employees better. I think that employees feel unrecognized at the moment, and we need to, focus and put a little more of attention on highlighting good work and doing that. I'm aware that we are paying at a higher level than most other companies, but I think aside from money, just recognition that employees greatly want and desire. Does anybody have anything to add to that? I can keep going unless somebody has something
Keep
to add.
going.
Perfect. I think goals is a big one that also I'm seeing a lot with other companies that I think we can work on, is that our employees don't have an idea or a grasp on what they feel like our goals are as a company. And so we're working in disjunction. We think that we need to have one simultaneous company goal that everybody is aware of, that we can work towards together, so that our employees don't feel like they're working for nothing. They have a tangible something that they're working toward. I think we need to put money in toward, setting aside monthly meetings or something, whatever the nature that we decide on, in order to get across where we are as a company, and make those goals more realistic and tangible for our employees.
I think that that's great. One of the things that I looked up was trying to get a grasp of what exactly the network engineer is. And so they have bachelor's and master's degrees, but they have a tremendous amount of turnover. So possibly need to relook at or re-examine the hiring process and if the demands of the job are being conveyed when they're hiring these employees, as well as are they coming in qualified in the networks that this company is using? Because most network engineers are trained in LAN, MAN, WAN, WLAN, and it goes on. And so clearly there's a difference in what people are expecting when they come to work at the company versus what they're actually getting. And a lot of people who are going to other projects possibly are doing that because they don't understand their job.
I looked at a lot of the similar things with as far as turnover, and like you're saying, Andrea, there's a lot of talks a lot about hiring the right people and making sure they know what they're really what the job really is and what they're really applying for. And then it talks about a lot like what you were saying, Isaac, of giving praise for their hard work. And so like, yeah, pay is a big part of that, but also praise from the higher people at the company, just giving them things other besides money. And then the other one was allowing a flexible work schedule. So it talked about how they travel a week out of 1 week out of every month, which is probably stressful just being away from families and things like that. And so maybe making that more flexible could allow for less stress.
Yes, I agree with that. My research states that employee training could also prevent stress, saying that we should increase the awareness of stress and recognize the signs of our employees when they are stressed. Or we could do something that would interrupt the behavior patterns when the stress reaction is occurring. And maybe it also says we should learn the skills of acting and coping with relaxation, or coping with stress and creating a relaxing environment when they are stressed. I guess that what piggybacks off of what Isaac and Grant said.
Yeah, mine were, so my research is a little bit similar to what Grant said with the whole like flexible work schedule and stuff. And the thing I researched was remote working. So like working from home, if they're like available to do that, just so they can just get out of the workplace more. Another one I had was like an open door policy. So like the supervisors and stuff and like the higher up people, their doors are always open. So those lower level people and like everybody is able to communicate and everybody can voice their frustrations and stuff if they're like not getting answered. So.
Okay, pretty much my research has said the same thing as everyone else is saying. It's kind of just repeating what everyone said. I did read an article that pretty much plainly stated what 10 factors cause stress in the workplace, and it was lack of autonomy, unclear expectations, conflicting demands, constant interruptions, lack of feedback, personal attacks, basically like, bullying in the workplace, that kind of stuff. Vacation time not being vacation time, meaning you still have a lot of work whenever you're, supposed to be not working, and lack of trust in management and lack of opportunities for advancement. Some things that other companies have done, and that's something that we're going to move on to for the next part of the agenda, is some of them have implemented employee wellness programs, extended breaks, more frequent, basically just caring more about the health, because stress does affect the health of your employees, which is also a reason for turnover. So has anyone observed any tactics that other companies have used to mitigate stress?
I found one, they like built in outdoor time throughout the workday for their employees, just to get out like 10 to 15 minutes and go for a walk, get some fresh air, and just get out of the office, get off their computer, rest their eyes and things like that. And that seemed to be effective.
Okay.
Mine was similar to that. I have one. It's where they would take like groups throughout the day, and they would just walk around the block or something like that, just to get out of the office, get some exercise.
Yeah, I didn't see any specific with the day to day, and I guess I didn't really look into that specifically. But I think one thing we all kind of stated that is very, very common among most workplaces is this sort of paid time off that is given to each employee. That way they don't feel like they're working all the time. And of course, that is something that will need to be implemented financially too, because we are paying them to not work, essentially. So
something in my research says that they provided mentors, so people who have advanced experience and knowledge and is committed to providing an upward mobility and support to one's career, kind of as a role model, so that helps with job burnout.
One of the programs that I looked at, and I realized that we don't have this kind of money, but Google, that on campus that they had a whole wellness program, on-site healthcare services, physician, chiropractic, physical therapy, and massage services, as well as access to fitness centers, classes, and community bikes, cooking classes, furthering your education programs, guitar lessons. They also have on-campus cafes, micro kitchens, access to financial advisors, financial planning services. And it goes into flexible hours, vacation time, volunteering some of their time. And that is their stance on trying to help you achieve a successful work-life balance.
You did bring up a pretty valid point about us not having that kind of money to work with. And that's something I hadn't really thought of yet, was just how far $30,000 can actually go in a program for a company with over 100 employees in it, with half of them being high paying. So that really poses a problem. And that kind of leads us into our next part of the agenda, which is the cons and what we have come up with at the, the brainstorming that we just did. So Can anyone else see any other
It's about-
costs that we might have?
There's 100 employees.
It's over 100. It's 105 regular employees
Oh.
and a certain amount of network engineers. And if they're above industry average, which is like 100K, then they're making a lot. So I can't think of how 30,000 will help.
So 30,000 divided by 105, that's $285.71 an employee without the part-time subcontractors.
It's 150. It's 45 network engineers, 100
Oh.
other employees.
So 105, I got you, okay. So $200 an employee.
That does not go very far. So I guess it can't really be something that's going to be individualistic. So it'll have to be a communal thing. I'm not sure if any of my research had anything that was communal.
I think we could start definitely with the three ideas, like what Grant and Zane were both talking about, that outside free time, sort of like space to, come out of work. I think we should start maybe, game planning around an idea like that, to where something like that doesn't take, any money at all. It just takes organizing and planning. Maybe putting all of our money towards someone that is, in that particular field. Give somebody $30,000 to plan, almost for us in that way, of ideas and stuff like that. I guess that's our job right now. But I think going with the cheapest options first, and then kind of running into problems that we have financially, and using that 30,000 to take care of those.
Yeah, also the mentorship wouldn't cost very much either. So doing something like that would be cool as well.
Okay, so I have the mentorship and the outdoor time. And I guess facilities go with outdoor time as well.
Yeah, they definitely.
Yeah.
My first thought was Audra talked about the Google having their own, like, I know it wasn't like workout. Oh, the physical therapy. That was my first thought, but like one of those machines is $30,000, so we wouldn't get very far with that.
Yeah.
Use it to, like, I don't know, make a place for people to walk around, like a campus around the office, make it like look nice, and I don't know, make the landscaping look nice so it's relaxing and a nice place to walk around to get away from working and stuff.
It's a good
It's
idea.
just it's an option, but
Yeah, like in a garden or something.
Yeah.
I think that will go well with the whole COVID thing as well. Outdoor time be very well appreciated.
Yeah, I know a lot of businesses right now are doing a lot more stuff outdoors, and they are working from home, as someone said before. I'm gonna read this one more time to see if it specifically says what is stressing the employees out, or if that's something that we have to come up with. Okay, in it says, Lane concluded that employees at the company were highly stressed, especially the network engineers. This is a hardworking and driven culture. People tend to focus on the job and less on relationships. Lane concluded that while the job cannot be ignored, neither can relationships, in other words. Datatron needs to change its culture, not an easy task.
Hmm.
Okay. Well, I guess changing culture doesn't cost money very much. So that's another thing that we can do.
Sounds like we need to be more communal in our approaches, whether it's, doing gatherings monthly, I mean, 100 people is a lot of people. Just trying to think about how we would even get that many people together. But if we could, then that would definitely take care of the relationship aspect of it. And if we are together outside of the work environment, that could be pretty crucial.
And that $30,000 could go to planning events and things like that for everyone to be together outside of work.
Like a company picnic type thing.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
stuff like that.
That would go a long ways to improve the culture.
Yeah.
That would build on the whole team building spirit.
And maybe talk about like what they're concerned with, like communicate their issues with each other, and we can figure out ways. Well, I don't know what I'm trying to say. I guess for them to let out their problems with,
Like an open door policy.
yeah, the open door policy.
Okay.
I know there are a lot of companies that do or bring in speakers that I've seen it all over I've experienced it in one of my workplaces. They bring in like a speaker or someone that has a bunch of tasks, like they're fun things that you do, but they like directly correlate to the workplace or can be implemented in the workplace. So they're like games that you play with like partners and stuff. Like we can like definitely bring in someone that could like a speaker or someone that has influence in that area, like what we're talking about, having a picnic and then bringing someone that's like good in that specific field in terms of like problem solving as a team and then like creating that atmosphere.
Motivational speaker.
I think that could go a long way, getting a motivational speaker. I don't know how, I've never really looked into a cost of that, but I know that in a lot of places, specifically like in retail or warehouses and stuff, I don't know if anyone's ever worked at Walmart before, but before every shift, the manager for that shift comes in and basically gives everybody a pep talk.
One thing that just came to mind is after working there for X number of months, you get a sign-on bonus.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that would improve turnover too.
Yeah. So
Would that be the 30,000 or would that come out of the like
I
other?
don't know where that would come from. Does it say in the documents how long that people usually work there before they go to another place of employment?
let me look. I got it pulled up.
Sorry, my internet is overwhelmed. I can't pull up anything right now.
I had that problem earlier. I had to kick my husband off the internet.
Yes.
It doesn't exactly say when they usually leave. It's just saying, oh wait, here you go. This is just statistics. It doesn't say specifically when they leave at Datatron, just that in the last 2 years, there's been a 12% annual turnover with the network engineers. Um,
I looked it up, and it looks like a solid motivational speaker can go from $5,000 to $10,000 per speech. So, oh, I might be able to get a couple a year.
I think maybe not a motivational speaker, but just a motivational speech would be
Mhm.
great for the lower level workers to boost morale. I'm not sure how that would affect the higher up people, since they seem to be under the most stress according to the instructions.
I think the community aspect would help out a lot, since it talks so much in the document about the culture being like a hardworking, driven culture, and people focus more on their job than their relationships with others. But if we implement ideas and events for them to be able to hang out with each other, hang out with other employees and coworkers outside of the workplace, then those relationships will grow naturally. It won't have to be forced in the office, which I think would be good.
Yeah. Does anyone know exactly what a network engineer does? Because I'll be honest with you, I don't. I looked it up, but I'm still lost.
A computer network architect. Maintaining and controlling computer networks in any computer environment that are related to configurations, hardware, program software, and structure software. Troubleshooting, diagnosing, and resolving problems. Implementing and designing network solutions. So you can rule out working from home. They're going to have to stay at the office. Maintain and control computer networks and related computing environments together with structures, software, program software, hardware, and configurations. Troubleshoot, diagnose, and resolve software, hardware, and other network and system problems. Have to lay out and design the implementation of new solutions and improve the resilience of the modern surroundings. Perform disaster recovery operations, record backups, monitor overall network performance, routing and switching of equipment. It just goes on. I need one right now at my house to tell me why my internet is so slow. Configure firewalls, hosted IP voice system or services. So some of the common ones are Cisco, Juniper, CompTIA, and Wireshark. I should have experience in network security, LAN and WAN. So the average salary is $71,084 a year. Freelancers, they earn about $28.42 an hour. And I would tell you what Datatron pays, but I can't bring it. I got nothing. I can't bring it up.
I don't think that it exists. I think it's just a made up company.
Oh, yes, ma'am. No, I'm pretty sure that she on one of the documents, she included the salary um, of what they're paying, or she may have just said above. Forgive me, I can't bring it up.
Oh, it's okay. I still have it up. I think she just
Apparently,
make it above network. I mean, above industry average.
Are we still brainstorming? According to the agenda, are we still brainstorming our ideas from the research, or are we?
I think we're on to the pros and cons of the ideas that we've came up with.
Okay.
Yeah, we're in between discussing the cons and picking the best ideas.
Okay.
Yeah.
One thing that can be done, because it says what the recurring theme in it is that they travel a lot. So I guess they have to go to different locations to wherever it's based at for whoever they're working for. You can do like, instead of sending out one person 2 or 3 times, everyone has a set amount of time of when they get sent out. And they have a cap on how much they can travel in a year. So I guess like a rotating schedule.
I think that is a very good idea.
I think the only problem with that is when we start generating more business, if we do only have like a limit to how many times each individual technician goes out, we could run into some issues in terms of if everybody caps out, their time off, unless maybe I misunderstood what you were trying to say. But yeah, if everybody reaches their limit and then we still have more business, that could be an issue. But I do think that's a smart idea to kind of separate it out so that the same people aren't the ones doing the traveling. That is a good idea. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess it doesn't have to be a cap. That is a good point that you brought up, that everyone could end up with their overtime. So it can be more rotating.
Yeah.
So let me see. When did we say we were gonna end this meeting? Was it 9 o'clock?
Yes.
Okay. So I guess we can decide on the top 5 from what we have. So we have outdoor time and facilities, mentors. I have gardens, but I'm gonna put that back with outdoor time and facilities. Company picnic,
Excuse me.
bless you,
Thank you.
motivational speaker, and rotating travel schedule. Does anyone have anything else to add to that?
I just had a question. Are we planning on making the outdoor time like do we provide it as an option for throughout the day? Are we capping, okay, each individual only gets this much time? Because I think a lot of our technicians will be traveling, if I understand an IT correctly. So being back at the office, like the necessity of going outside seems less and less crucial, unless I misunderstood again what Audra was saying about the ITs. This is a thought.
Yeah, maybe we can like extend the lunch, and that's when they can get their outdoor time. Or like lunch.
For what it's worth, there was a podcast this week, and they were discussing the it's whoever brews this beer. I think Pabst Blue Ribbon. How that they were moving their offices from I think Los Angeles to San Antonio, and they were in the process of renovating their offices, and I believe that they're somewhere around the Pearl in San Antonio. And because of the COVID, more of the employees were wanting to work at a park outside of their office. And so one of the ways that they were able to accommodate this is that they put Wi-Fi routers out around the park for their employees. Oh, and power outlets for the employees to be able to take their work outside, laptops, that kind of things, so that they could continue to still work while they're on the clock and work outside and enjoy the fresh air and not worry about catching the COVID in the office. So maybe with the budget of $30,000, they could do this outside to increase connectivity to the internet.
Okay. That actually sounds really feasible. And the Wi-Fi is already there. Just getting new routers is honestly not a huge expense.
What sort of solutions do we have as far as increasing recognition? I think most of those were in terms of like health. Can you repeat? Maybe you look at one and you say, okay, that's in terms of recognition, recognizing our employees. Is there one on there like that?
Can you repeat what you said?
Sorry. I was wondering if on your sheet that you have about the list that we've kind of made, if there's one that sticks out as not rewarding, but recognizing work that our employees are doing.
I actually don't think I have anything like that. Maybe the open door policy, but that's more
Okay.
for complaint.
Yeah, I think one that I was thinking about is like implementing an employee of the month. I know it's very individual, but if we like highlight someone that's doing really good job, and almost highlight them, maybe give them a reward or something somehow. Obviously, again, we can't like a miniature bonus or something like maybe like a one-time check, for $200 or something. I don't know, something minimal, but that's something that rewards, good work and recognizes a person.
Yeah, that could definitely be something that gets done, like a gift card reward program, something like that.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Okay, so I have outdoor time with facilities that includes like renovated spaces, like a garden, park, that kind of stuff. And the facilities part of it is like what Audra said, the Wi-Fi routers, connectivity, all that stuff. Changing culture, company picnic, open door policy, motivational speaker or speech, rotating travel schedule, extended lunches, employee of the month, and gift card programs for a part of the employee of the month.
To piggyback off of the gift card idea, so with people who are traveling quite frequently, how about a program to allow them to keep anything that they learn or earn as frequent flyers or their miles at hotels or whatnot, so that they can use those programs to pay for their own personal travel. Sometimes companies will allow the employees to keep those it's with your hotels, you know, it's free night certificates or upgrade certificates. And with the airlines, it's the miles, and then with cars, it's points as well. But a lot of employees really appreciate being able to keep those perks and use them in on their personal travels. But there are some companies that, especially for the hotel nights, to where the companies will retain those nights for themselves, as well as, well, the miles, not so much.
It's a really good idea.
Thank you.
I think that could work. I think we have a lot of ideas that kind of encompass each other. So maybe we can just round that all out into part of employee perks. So I guess that would be keeping the frequent flyer miles, employee of the month, extended lunch, the company picnic, the outdoor time and facilities. That could all just be a part of perks. And I guess that it should just be perks, wellness program, and I had another thing for that and I totally lost it. No, I lost it. Can't remember what it was.
Was it something that had already been stated, or was it a new idea that you had?
It was basically just to encompass what we had already gone into, because a lot of it is different, but it's also repetitive, and it could be just all explained with one simple thing. They kind of go hand in hand, you know?
Yeah.
Oh, and culture, changing the culture. So
Oh,
I think culture was not a part of the like the having a speaker or like having time for all of the employees to get together. I think that was the original thought behind the company picnic, was a way to encourage more friendship outside of the workplace, so that it felt less of, not less professional, but less strict and like harsh and competitive. I think that was the original idea behind like the picnic and the speaker, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong.
I think that's right. I think
You're definitely right. It all goes together. What is it? 8:50. So our last 10 minutes should be picking out the best ideas, just to kind of narrow it down from what we have. So
Are we land on 5? Is that what you said? We should land on 5?
yeah, we should try to keep it under 5, but like I said, a lot of it goes together. So
Mm-hmm.
how about if we rank the 5 in the order, the order that we see is most likely to be successful, or feasibility.
Yeah, that like one being the most feasible and five being the least.
Yes.
Okay. Um, what does everyone think would be the most feasible of the ideas?
I think the employee of the month is pretty feasible. And the open door policy.
I would say either that one or the outdoors.
Okay, so we have employee of the month, which I believe that could be the most easily implemented. The open door policy and the outdoor facilities. Have that down as number 3. And
I think most of the perks sound almost like self-implementing, like based on the employee. It's like almost on them to take care of it. So it's just something that we offer, and then it's almost up to the employee whether or not they want to take us up on it. I think most of the perks kind of went with that. So if it's something that we can just do and then leave for the employees to take advantage of, then I think that's very, very feasible. Something that is constantly in motion that requires a lot of organization, I think it's going to be really hard in the long term. Probably like a big event for the employees would probably be pretty hard because it requires a lot of organization and money.
yeah,
Well, with the perks, would we have to create our own program for that, or would they go through the third party of the companies that we use? Like, would they have American Airline miles or Southwest, or would we have to create a program that is like general to everything that we use? Or would we just, how would we get our, because we book the flights, we book all of that, how would we transfer a company, our company's name into their personal account? You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
So maybe the rewards within our own program.
I think the way it works is that it's based on the individual. So if I were to fly American Airline, then I would automatically get those points. I think what Audra was saying is that some companies take the points that you get and use them for company trips as opposed
Yeah.
to getting.
Like,
Oh, go ahead.
oh yeah, like Comfort Suites, people who will stay at those chains, those free nights can be overrode and go to the company. As far as like larger companies like this, your travel arrangements, I guess depending on your seniority, but typically they will have people in the company who make your reservations. So those people have to have all of your pertinent information and your pre-check number they'll have to have. So they're going to have your American Airlines rewards number. And so they will enter that whenever they book your ticket. So as far as like it being difficult to carry over, not really. And I think it'll go a long ways with being able to keep if you want to take a step further, let the employees pick what airlines that they prefer to fly, because nobody really wants to fly Spirit. And so that no, seriously, that would be a really stressful, or you wouldn't feel much appreciated if you're an employee and your office booked you flights on Spirit Airlines and did not pay for your bags, and you get to the airport and you have to pay another $30 so you can bring your suitcase. You have a terrible seat. So if you were allowed to say, okay, our company is, we appreciate our employees so much that we're only going to book flights on American Airlines. And then, so you continue to fly American and you build status, and it'll go a long ways to be upgraded for the employees and all that good stuff. And then if they are able to pick what hotel they would rather stay at, a lot of those hotels really focus on business travelers and taking the stress out of traveling. And so I think that that'll go a long ways, is improving the way that they travel. And guys, we got to wrap it up because it's 8:57.
Yes.
I know, I'm sorry.
Oh,
I let us off there.
no, you're fine. That was actually really informative. I actually didn't know about any of those. So it was helpful.
So I don't know about business travel. How that works.
I honestly think that we can keep all of the ideas and we just go with 3 themes of perks, wellness, programs, and culture.
Smart.
I think that sounds good. Yeah.
Sounds great to me.
All right. So we'll keep all of those and just keep those 3 central ideas and work around that.
Perfect.
All right.
And our next meeting is going to be on Friday. Is that correct?
Yes, from 9:30 a.m. to 10 a.m. So it'll be a shorter meeting than this one.
Okay.
So just to go over that again, Friday is 9:30 a.m. to 10. Saturday is 12 to 1, 12 p.m. to 1 p.m. And Sunday is 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. Is that cool with everybody?
Yes, ma'am.
Sounds great.
Sounds good.
Okay, well, we're at the end of our meeting.
All right, guys.
Have a good
Everybody
night.
have a good night.
All right,
night.
see y'all.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.